Hi, my name is Clint, and I'm one of the third-year residents. Today we're going to be covering an important process that occurs every single day on the inpatient service, the sign-out process. This occurs each time you receive a handoff from the covering team in the morning, and every single time you give sign-out to a covering team or to the night flow team who's going to be watching your patients overnight. It's important to not only explain what's going on with the patient, but also to effectively and systematically summarize the treatment plan for the covering team. This ensures that the covering team knows what to do if a problem arises, or to answer questions to other members of the healthcare team when you're not around.
For effective sign-out, the most evidence-based method to deliver information when engineering a handoff is known as IPASS. This system consists of 5 different parts. I stands for illness severity. Is the patient stable or are they unstable? Is this patient a team that a night float should watch and keep a close eye on, also known as a watcher? P stands for patient summary. This is where you briefly summarize the patient's admission, including current or working diagnoses and events of the day that you believe would be pertinent for the night team to know. A stands for action list. This is a list of the tasks you would like night float to complete. Are there any lab results pending that would change management? Other events that need to happen overnight to advance care? This is where you talk about that. The first S stands for situation awareness and contingency planning. What events do you anticipate may happen to this patient overnight? If a patient spikes a new fever, should the team change your management plan? If a patient becomes agitated overnight, what tips can you give the covering team on how to best handle this situation when you're gone? Finally, the second S stands for synthesis by the receiver. This is the moment where the covering team summarizes your handoff and asks any follow-up questions and clarifies the plan for overnight.
The purpose of this video is for you to watch 2 different sign-out scenarios. After each scenario, we will pause the video for you guys to have a group discussion on what you thought went well and what you thought could have been improved upon.
Hi, Hannah. Hey, Charlotte. Oh, sorry, today is the busiest day. It's so crazy. I'm just so ready to get sign out done and get out of here and get some rest. Totally. I just finished my sign out, but are you ready to hear about my patients?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whenever.
Okay, so the first patient I have is Mr. Fay. He's a 72-year-old guy admitted for COVID pneumonia.
Okay.
He's been needing a little more oxygen throughout the day. I actually just got a page from the nurse that he has a new fever and his work of breathing's gotten a little bit worse. He's not on antibiotics. Anyway, I also have Miss Johnson. She's 79, admitted for right lower lobe pneumonia. She's been improving on antibiotics, but we did give her a liter of fluids today. No really concerns about her overnight. Okay, then there's Mr. B. He's a patient with metastatic carcinoma, urothelial carcinoma, admitted for urosepsis, we think. Just transferred from the MICU, originally did need pressors, but he's relatively stable. I really haven't heard much about him today. I think the ICU did tell me he was DNR, but I'm just going to confirm that with him tomorrow. And I'll just touch base with him. But anyway, what questions do you have?
I guess nothing's coming up right away, but geez, it sounds like you really did have a busy day.
Yeah, it was really busy. I just really want to get home and rest.
Totally.
So good luck tonight.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Bye, Charlotte.
Bye.
Now we'll take a break for a pause. Please share with someone next to you what you thought went well and what didn't go well. We'll then discuss as a group.
Hi, Hannah.
Hey, Charlotte.
Thank you so much for taking care of our patients overnight.
Gosh, of course.
I really hope the night's not too bad for you.
Yeah, it won't be.
Okay, so I just printed my sign out, but and I have an next one for you. But
Thank you so much.
Ready to hear about my patient?
Yes, anytime.
Okay, so the first one here, and stop me if I'm going too busy or if you have any questions. It doesn't make sense.
Okay.
The first patient is Miss Jones. She's 24 and she was admitted for an intentional Tylenol overdose.
Okay.
Her Tylenol levels were still elevated, so the plan is to be on N-acetylcysteine for the rest of the night.
Okay.
We're monitoring her LFTs every 12 hours, and if they do rise, so I'll have you follow up on the next one, and if they do rise, I'll have you reach out to poison control about best next steps.
Okay, perfect.
Psych actually has been following. She was deemed low risk by them for suicide, but she is being monitored 1-to-1 for now.
Okay.
Make sure that you're aware that there is a risk of anaphylaxis with N-acetylcysteine, so if there's any clinical changes concerning for that, just to evaluate at the bedside. And if there's also any concern for self-harm, just have the nurse call a code green so that we can kind of get the situation handled.
Okay.
And then go to bedside.
Okay. Sounds good.
Any questions?
I don't think so. It sounds like young patient, intentional Tylenol overdose, but she sounds pretty stable. Just keep an eye on those LFTs, any concerns for drug reaction or possible self-harm.
Perfect. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, the next patient I have for you is Mr. Harry. He's 54 and was admitted for new onset left knee pain with swelling, and we're concerned for septic arthritis.
Okay.
Rheumatology and ortho are both already consulted and are following really closely. Rheum did tap his knee today, and so far the labs coming back are concerning for septic arthritis.
Okay.
So he's on broad spectrum antibiotics, currently on vancomycin.
Okay.
Ortho's planning to take him to the morning for a washout first thing.
Okay.
Otherwise, he received 2 liters of fluid in the emergency room, and his blood pressures were a little soft, in the high 90s, but he's been relatively stable this evening since I've seen him.
Okay.
If there's any signs of worsening sepsis, definitely page ortho and talk to ICU for possible transfer.
Okay. Sounds good.
And then if you get paged about any physical changes in his lower extremities, just evaluate at the bedside, and you can refer to my note today for how it looked when I saw him.
Okay. Perfect.
Any questions?
Just for his washout tomorrow, is he NPO?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let me check, but he definitely needs to be NPO at midnight.
Okay. Perfect.
All right. Thanks so much. You have a good night.
Yeah. Bye. You
Bye.
too. Get some rest.
Now, take a moment to discuss with a partner what you thought went well in the scenario and how the handoff could have been improved. Afterwards, share your thoughts with the group. Great job, everyone. You're all ready to be interns.
Now that concludes our demonstrational video. We sure hope you learned something, and we look forward to seeing you practicing your own IPASS skills during the simulation today. Our hope is to create a new residency class that can be a great model for all other classes to follow. Bye, guys!